Hello, and welcome to Books and Writers. I'm Diana Brooks, and today I'd like to talk about another Brooks, Louise Brooks, acclaimed to be the most beautiful and sensuous actor of the silent screen era. She was a woman of fierce independence and great intelligence, who bucked the Hollywood system and made two of Germany's greatest classic films of that era. She is also the central character of a new novel by author Anthony Eames. He's here to talk about his book. Welcome, Anthony.
Well, pleased to be here.
So tell me, is this a love story, science fantasy, or a suspense thriller?
Well, yes, all of that. But overwhelmingly, this is a story of obsessive love. Essentially, it's a love affair that's played out in a virtual world. Our hero is Michael Stanton, and he heads a secret virtual reality project for the US Defense Department. His team creates virtual reality twins of world political and military leaders. And these avatars are used to predict how their real-life counterparts are likely to react to international events. But there is another private side to Michael's life. A cinema buff, he's in love with the image and the ideal of the beautiful, long-dead Louise Brooks. Michael secretly uses his access to top-secret VR technology to recreate her in a virtual world set in the jazz age of the 1920s. He uploads everything he can about her, and finally she and partying bootleg Hollywood take shape. He has breathed life into a real being, self-aware and capable of deep emotion. Michael enters Louise's world, and a passionate, tempestuous affair quickly follows. But his air of mystery intrigues her. He appears so knowledgeable, rich and sure-footed, and yet no one knows anything about him, and she has no idea that he actually controls the world and everyone in it. Then it happens. Back in his real life, Michael's superiors discover that an unknown intruder is inside the top security computing system. Knowing that they would shut down his illegal sector and annihilate Louise, Michael desperately matches their every move with his counter-move, but gradually the net tightens. It's a desperate race against time to protect the very existence of the woman he loves. And that, I'm afraid, is where I have to leave it. No spoilers here.
Why did you choose Louise Brooks for your central figure instead of one of the other silent screen actresses, like the young Greta Garbo, for example, or Clara Bow?
I wanted a woman who was not only stunningly beautiful and intelligent, but someone who was very much in real life the same character she played in her best films. Louise Brooks was a carefree hedonist and voluptuary, an innocent wanton if you like, but especially she had an inquiring and perceptive intellect. I was able to involve her in some of the themes and speculations about self and existence raised in my novel.
Sounds like you're a fan yourself.
Oh, absolutely. When I first discovered her, I was transfixed. She had died several years earlier, and so I thought it was a shame that I'd never have a chance to meet her. But from this fantasizing, the idea of the novel came through.
So what's the secret of her continuing appeal? Why is she still as big an icon as ever?
Quite simply, while she was the quintessential jazz baby, she was also a timeless beauty. And unlike many of her contemporaries, she could walk down the street today and still look absolutely modern, including in the way she dressed. And of course, her bob cut is still being copied everywhere today. All in all, she was a classic beauty. But on top of that, she was a breathtakingly liberated woman in her attitudes and lifestyle. Feisty, independent, sharp-witted and outspoken, all qualities that so many of today's young women aspire to. And that is why mine is only one of a number of recent books about Louise Brooks. On top of that are tribute documentaries, an opera, the Louise Brooks Society, which is very active, and so on.
Certainly a fascinating woman. I read your book and loved it. The last few chapters had me riveted with anticipation. What a great ending.
Well, Diana, thank you very much.
Anthony Eames' novel, Virtually Forever, is now available and can be obtained through Amazon and other online distributors.